Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's Matchday Minus One press conference featuring Philadelphia Union head coach Jim Curtin. Jim, congratulations to you and to the whole staff and the team on advancing to the semifinal once again of Leagues Cup. How is the group
Thank you.
feeling?
Yeah, the group is good. We're ready to go. Obviously, it's a tough test to go on the road against a really strong Columbus team. A little shorthanded, obviously losing Jose and without Ty for suspension. But overall, the group is confident, and we expect a really great game.
Great. And we'll go ahead and start off the press conference with Jonathan Tennewell. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Thanks. Hi, Jim. How much does it sort of focus the mind now that you guys are in another semifinal and have an opportunity to go win something? And as we've discussed, now another shot at finally winning something for this group.
Yeah, it's a group that is hungry, is together. Has had players come and go in the recent weeks. Like I said, we'll be a little shorthanded, but at the same time, it's a big opportunity. We know how hard it is to go to Columbus. You get an opportunity to play in a semifinal. I think we've played and will play the record number of Leagues Cup matches for what that's worth. So again, yeah, it's a big opportunity for us. We know ourselves very well. If you go through our opportunities in semifinals, if you fairly and objectively look at them, um, I know which ones we should be a favorite and which ones we're not the favorite and which ones we're the underdog. So this will be another instance where we are the underdog. We'll need to punch above our weight and find a way to survive in advance.
And I have another question from Jonathan. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Thanks. What is Danley's status at this point? Do you think he's ready for tomorrow?
Yeah, he's building fitness. You see all the attributes that we brought him here for. His ball winning, closing the ground, playing forward. He's getting acclimated to a new club and his new team. Certainly, the ability to win balls is the first thing that jumps off the page, and you see him really press and close. So I think he's a great fit for Philadelphia. Fitness-wise, he's still building that. I think he'd be good right now to at least play a half. So we'll assess things and make a decision in terms of how we start the game and how we want to finish it. But I think he could certainly play a role in this game, especially when you think about how good Columbus is with the ball and how sound we'll have to be defensively.
I believe we may have a question from the room.
Yeah.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Katie Walker, Stream Punk Soccer. So with Ty out for this game,
Yeah.
and Ua and Sam are very similar style players.
Mhm.
Does having two strikers that are very similar benefit the team for a situation like this?
Yeah, I think Sam falls into the category too, where he's getting better each day, getting used to his teammates. We'll have to make a decision on how we want to approach Columbus. You guys know I like to play with two strikers for sure. Obviously, Ty has carried a big load for us in this competition in terms of the goal scoring, the defensive output, how he presses. With how good Columbus is with the ball, we'll have a plan in place. Whether that's Sam from the start or off the bench, still, I'm not going to reveal and let Wilford get a head start. But, it certainly, again, Sam will definitely play a role in the game. But we'll have to try to put a plan in place that makes it hard for them to build out of the back, to, come at us. We know how dangerous they are once it gets to that front three with the movement of Cucho and guys like Rossi. They can really make plays, and then their wingbacks give them such width. They're really well coached and obviously the best team in our league and the champions.
Okay, and just real quick, injury rundown. DA,
Yeah. Jack just fell and hit his shoulder. He'll be fine. I think for the game he'll be available for selection. Olivier returned to the group after a very, very minor hamstring issue, and he's also available for selection as well. So we are healthy. Obviously, Jose and Ty will be the absences. Yeah.
Great. And we'll go back to Zoom. Dylan Butler, go ahead, Dylan.
Hey Jim, kind of following up a little bit on Jonathan's question. Look, anytime you would reach a final, that's all the motivation. But how maybe satisfying would it be, considering maybe some early struggles, some moving parts, and to get this group to that game.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is we know that if we do get by a really good Columbus team, we host. So there's some motivation there, obviously. Again, we'll be the underdog. We recognize that, but they have confidence from going on the road and beating a really good Cincinnati team recently. So it's not an impossible task. It's a group that again is hungry to win a trophy. However you want to put the importance, MLS Cup, Supporters Shield, Leagues Cup, Open Cup, wherever they all fall. I think everyone has a different opinion, but certainly this is a trophy that we've taken seriously in the 2 years of the short existence of this cup, and we're going to make a run at it. Again, there's four really good teams left, four really good MLS teams left. All you could make a case for to find a way to win it, and I expect a really hard match against like I said, probably the best team in our league. When Columbus is going good, the job that Wilford's done in that building, I think they've only lost twice in their last, long amount of games. I'll just say it's going to be tough, but at the same time, we have a group that has belief. We'll be brave, and anything can happen in a semifinal.
Thank you very much. We'll go ahead with Jose Nunez. Go ahead, Jose.
Hi, Jim. Good morning. You sort of alluded and started talking about them, but they obviously have Columbus has a very good trident in that of Ramirez, Rossi, and Cucho Hernandez.
Yeah.
What does it look like tactically for you and the message to your defenders in terms of handling such a triple threat? Obviously, you're not a stranger to dealing with this type of stuff, but how do you approach it, especially at a semifinal?
Yeah, they have real interchange in the front three, so they're not always going to be in the same exact spot. That's probably what makes them the most difficult to deal with. And Cucho's not maybe the biggest in physical presence, but his timing in the air with his head for a shorter guy is, as you saw last week, incredible. So Rossi, we've known from LAFC and now with Columbus and all the great things that he brings as a player, very comfortable. They're very comfortable coming off of the center backs and drifting into midfield pockets, which is the hardest thing for center backs to defend. So we've stressed when one does check back and we do release with our center backs, the other guys have to tuck in and be very, very narrow, because if they get you down the middle of the field, they're in at goal. We always have a saying here in Philadelphia: you can go around us, but never through us. When teams go through the middle, that's where goals are scored. So we have to be brave. We have to defend inside to out. They have some great attacking options in those three, but when you do your best to take them away, those wing backs really bomb forward as well, and they have even center backs that'll advance the ball towards the top of your box. So they're very brave with how they play. They aren't going to change. So I know there will be no surprises. That's what makes Wilfred an incredible coach. His team has a true identity. They play the same way, whether they're winning, whether they're losing, whether they're home, whether they're away. And it's really entertaining, hard to defend. We're going to have to suffer a little bit as a team defensively, but if we can be ruthless on the counterattack, that's what makes these games exciting. It's like the old boxing adage: styles make fights, and we have two very different styles, but can both play some good soccer on our day.
Thank you very much, Coach. And we do have one final question. Go ahead. We'll go with Jonathan, and then we'll end it there. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Thanks. Jim, to the point you just made, this is a league where everybody has to follow a 500-page rule book. Everybody mostly has to build their roster in the same way. Everybody has to not play in the Open Cup, but play in the Leagues Cup, as you said, and so on and so forth. But as you just said, there's going to be a real contrast in styles and tactics and the way teams do things tomorrow night that we almost sort of don't often see all that much in this league. You've been around for a long time. What does it say to you that for once there's going to be this actual contrast between two teams on the field?
Yeah, I like it. I think that the part of the Leagues Cup that I think is exciting is that you have the contrast of League MX and the different ideas that come from all the coaches in their league. The personnel is different, and then playing against MLS teams, who there's still a wide range of thoughts and ideas in this league as well. But we all see each other so much and frequently, whether it be in regular season, preseason, different competitions. We tend to know each other very well. So we don't have an instance this year where the semifinals will involve League MX teams. That's a good thing for our league. It shows that we've made some progress for sure. Still respect the heck out of the top 5 or 6 League MX teams. They're incredible. But I think we've shown some real depth in our league and our middle to bottom group as well can beat their middle to bottom. So that's a positive. So look, again, the style part is real. Wilfred loves to have the ball. We're okay not having the ball. So again, the team still that is efficient in that red zone in the boxes, offensively and defensively, is the team that's going to come away with the win. So the game still is the same in that regard. Wilfred maybe has a different approach than I do on how we get there and how quickly we get there. But that's also what, again, makes the game great. And he's an incredible person, incredible coach. It's going to be a tough matchup. You guys have seen when they're rolling and getting going, they're as good as any team that our league has, for sure. They're the champions for a reason. We'll have to be almost perfect to come away with a victory. And it'll be up to our guys now to execute the game plan. We have one in place. They'll have to adapt and adjust on the fly because, again, you can't shut a team like Columbus out for 90 minutes. They're going to get chances. They're going to get looks. We're going to need Andre to be great. We're going to be the guy that talks next, Jack Elliott and Jacob to be great up the middle. We'll need a superstar performance from someone that is above and beyond what we would expect, and that's what it takes to win a big game like a semifinal.
And with that, we'd like to conclude today's press conference with Jim Curtin. Jim, thank you very much for your time and good luck in tomorrow's match.
Thank you.